big dog King Moe. You know, you not tuned into the journey. You already know what time it is, man. King Moe, and I come from Goldsboro, North Carolina.
What do you do?
I'm a musician. I'm a hip hop recording artist slash producer slash CEO.
So you have a company? You're a CEO?
Yeah,
Okay, so
TBC is my label
Okay.
right here. It stands the Billionaire Circuit. It basically means we all billionaires in my mind, and being a billionaire doesn't mean you have $1 billion, but it means you rich in spirit, rich in health, and that's what I preach.
So where are we right now?
We are in the studio, my home, away from home, the only place I feel comfortable at in the world. Yeah.
Tell us kind of about your journey as an artist, like how you got here today.
The whole story, well, I started, well, first off, this started way before me. My father was a recording artist. He was a rapper, whatever, from my hometown in North Carolina, a place called Manala, North Carolina. He was well known, you know. He made a lot of great music. He was like, you can compare him to somebody like a Nas with the storytelling, but he was more lyrical, and he had flows like a Jay with the lyricism of a Biggie, I say, and telling stories. So I always liked the stories that he told, and you know, my father really wasn't present in my life like that, so that was the only thing of him that I had. So I just wanted to hold on to that one piece, which was the music. That's what he gave me. That's what he left me with. You know what I'm saying? He's an absence, but he left me with music. So that's what I held on to, and I wanted to be just like that.
Would you say, one of the questions I like to ask artists is like, who's their inspiration? Would you say like your father is your biggest inspiration?
Yeah, I say my father, my mom, and my neighborhood, the city I come from. Poverty, that's my inspiration, for real, to be honest. The struggle, the trenches, that's where I pull inspiration from.
That's cool. So you said you're from North Carolina.
Yeah.
Tell us about like the journey here, like to LA.
To LA? Well, in North Carolina, you know, I used to run the streets, run wild, you know, with the homies, and cause ain't nothing where I'm from, so I did whatever to get by, make money, you know, sell my little Nick sacks, and it got too confusing because I was still doing music. I had songs on the radio back then, and I was trying to be one foot in, one foot out into the streets, and trying to break into the music industry. And then I ended up in some trouble, so I joined the military just to change my life and get, you know, some more structure in my life and get some money for real. I joined the military, and actually my journey transitioning into the military and coming out of the military is what led me here, because after I got honorably discharged, I didn't know what I was gonna do, and at the time, my girlfriend, she was like, "Man, you can rap. You a dope artist. You might as well just go somewhere where you can really, you know." And that's around the time. I'm just reflecting right now.
Yeah.
Like that's around the time was it Steve Harvey put out the book Jump or whatever. I just remember this shit. It's like he put out the book Jump, and then we read the book, and it was like you just gotta go for what you want, and so that's what we did together. We just came out here and jumped, but came out to Cali, drove out here actually in my Chevy Cruze. Yeah, drove from Clarksville, Tennessee to Los Angeles, California. In my car, the car, right, we had to stop frequently and put oil in it because somebody messed up my oil thing. Like, it was crazy. Like, I had to always put oil in it because the oil was always run out. So it was hard getting here even with that, you feel me? And plus, we, you know what I'm saying, we going to a foreign place. We don't know nothing. We don't know nobody. We don't know how the city move or whatever. So it was one hell of an experience, I tell you that. But it became too overwhelming for her, and she ended up leaving, and I ended up staying and making things happen for myself.
What would you say has been the biggest lesson you've learned?
The biggest lesson?
Mm-hmm.
Toughen up and don't trust people that much. Cause it's a very wicked game we in. The music business is tricky, and people are tricky. You know, a You know, a lot of people just want to be around you for your come up.
Yeah.
Or,
That's the entertainment business all
yeah,
around.
exactly, right. So it's like just you have to be cold. You gotta just harden your heart up a little bit and be a little cold and just get the business clear. That's the biggest lesson I say for myself personally, because I was like always too nice, and I had to learn to be ruthless.
So there's so many cities. I think I get this question myself. There's so many cities. I mean, on the East Coast, you got Miami, Atlanta, New York. I mean, Charlotte. Charlotte is coming up itself. In North Carolina, you got Nashville, Memphis.
Shout out,
So, what about LA? Like, drew you in?
Well, honestly, I did work in Atlanta. Like I was while in the military. Actually, I was doing shows back and forth in Atlanta and Nashville. That was like my playing field. Like those two avenues, Atlanta and Nashville, Tennessee. But Atlanta, Georgia, and Nashville, Tennessee. But so it's like I seen how that whole. Honestly, to me, the whole market in Atlanta was just overpopulated with the artists. Like I seen like so much in the levels you had to go through, and I'm like, okay, this is the new, like this is where hip hop is transitioned to. You know, it started in New York, and you know it bounced, but that's where it is. The wave was at the time. It probably still is. Atlanta's still killing the game, huh? And that's where it was. So I'm like, okay, I need to figure something out for myself where I can stand out. And I know I look at Los Angeles as just a place for all opportunity, not just music. So I can learn, I can have a certain business mind that, you know, and I can be levels ahead of some other people that may be in other artists in Atlanta, where I can learn the business for myself and move as a company instead of an individual. Myself move as the company and just learning different things, being in Hollywood, being around photographers, being around people in the movie industry, film, and in the graphic design, animation, just being around that, like where's so much of that going on in one place. Like I take all that in and I can bring it back home and be great, and that's what I feel like I came here for.
Something about the music. I saw you've been promoting a project. Tell me about it.
TWHT, the West Hill Theories, and actually that's the story for me transitioning from the South. Like where I come from in Goldsboro, North Carolina, you know, my mom stayed in a neighborhood called West Haven, and it's so bad they call it West Hill. So it's like I transitioned from the South and I came to the West Coast. It's like, and I've been through hell to get here, and I went through even more hell while I'm here. I'm still going through. So it's like, but I feel like you can make it out of any tough situation. You can make it through the fire. You know what I'm saying? You can come out golden. You feel me? You can make it through, and like that's my theory. You can go through hell and get to heaven. Like that's my theory, the West Hell Theories. You know what I'm saying? That's why I named it that, and I tell the story. It's basically, I don't know if you're in the books or in the reading like things, but it's a story like based in the 1300s. It was written in the 1300s. It's called Dante's Inferno. You know, that's like what my project is. I guess is how can I say? To lack of a better term, it's like a replica or example of what that story is through music form or whatever. Yeah.
It's cool.
TWHT, the West Hill Theories, coming out April 22nd, 2018. April 22nd is a significant day because that's my birthday, the day I was born. Yeah. Did it turn off?
Yeah, no, I got this one going.
Okay.
Man.
Yeah. 11 tracks.
What kind of, what's the sound? Like, what's it sounding like?
It's aggressive. It's aggressive. It's passionate. It's beautiful. It sound like frustration, dedication, all in one. That's what it is. You get so many emotions out of it. You gonna feel. I hope people, when they listen to it from beginning to end, they feel empowered at the end, like a release. Like, man, a relief. I can do this. Like, he been through all that. He doing that, and he's in this situation. Cause I came here and I was homeless, living in my car, and I'm still like in situations. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of those songs I recorded in the car. Yeah.
How was that?
Even though I could have came to the studio and recorded, I wanted to really I really wanted to live that. I really wanted to use my struggle, use my pain as fuel. That's why I decided to record a lot of those records in the car. Yeah.
How was that for you, having to go through that? Was it, I mean, did you have fear or was it like,
I was angry. I was upset because a lot of people that said they had my back really turned on me. So it was like, I'm like, wow. I was more hurt than anything while going through that because a lot of people said they had me, but they really didn't. You know, I'm all I got. I had to get. I came up with this. I had to get it out the ground. I had to make those connections. I had to really, like I said, make myself cold and block out all negativity and go forward. So it was hard. It's very hard. It's still
Um, what would you say to any artists of, I mean, any of the industry fields? Like, what would you say to an artist that is trying to pick up their whole life and, I mean, follow their dreams? Like, what would be your one piece of advice?
hard. My one piece of advice, straight up, believe in yourself. If you believe it with your whole heart, then it can happen. But if you have any doubts, anything, you might want to reevaluate yourself because this is not a place for doubt. You can't go into something like this and have a doubt because there's somebody in a worse situation than us. You know, the worst situation than me, worst situation than you, worst situation than him, worst situation than her. But they just got a little bit more drive and dedication. Just a little bit more, you know. And that's all it takes, is a little bit of faith. You have faith and you put your all into it and you don't look back. Once you look back, you get distracted.
How are you planning to promote this project? So tell people where they can find it again and how you planning to promote it, any shows or whatnot.
Yeah, we gonna have shows lined up. People can follow me at King Moe Carolina on Instagram. That's what I'm using, or any social media platform. That's at KINGMOE Carolina, and it's gonna launch on all digital and streaming platforms and like iTunes. You know, your Spotify's, Amazon. Google Play, anywhere people get music from. I have flyers posted up. You know, we're gonna have and they can check in with, actually on the flyer. I'm gonna have a code in the flyer so y'all can just what they call a QR code. Yeah, I'm gonna have the QR code so y'all can just scan the code and go directly to my website. And go then from there, I have the buy link right there where you can directly interact with me and email me. And the shows and the updates on those things will be right there on the website, so y'all have direct access to me.